when we were doing the updates, there are six pieces of equipment that had to go back to Hart because they did not get updated because there was something wrong with them. They either didn't talk to the base, the tablet didn't turn on, something. So due to that, we don't have an ETA on when that will be returned at this time. They said it was supposed to be early voting, but we have not heard a word from them on that situation. So I provided y'all with the equipment inventory allocation paperwork. And early vote will be completely separate as a split primary. Everybody will have their own check-in, they'll have their own scanner, or excuse me, they'll have their own printer. And they'll have their own scanner. No, we're all sharing a scanner. We're all sharing scanners for every polling location, including election day. We're all gonna use one scanner. But early vote will have their own printer, their own writer, and their own full pad. The no ink, the brand new full pads that we're learning. The only other thing that we will share is the curbside, because we only have 13 curbside. So early vote, we just decided to keep all the curbsides just one per location.
I mean, honestly, with early
Or
vote,
we could
we
do
could
two.
deploy curbside shit, you know, one for the election judge for each party. It's we just don't have a lot of curbside in the
Mhm.
constitutional amendment election. I think we did like 3
Yeah.
during
And
early vote.
then on election day, the places in bold are the ones that will have their own. No matter what, everyone will have their own check-in system.
Yeah.
But some locations will share a printer and everyone will share a scanner. Is the main thing. And then everyone will share or the touch writer. There'll be one touch writer at every location. Do you have any questions on that?
Yeah, say that again. So,
One of the assistant, touch writer is the assistants.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
the
88.
88. Yeah, the
88,
88.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, say 88.
Sorry.
Okay, so okay.
Here it's called writer, so
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so,
But the 88, everybody will have one of those at every location.
okay, well, that's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's, oh, okay, yeah, okay, no,
Mhm.
that's fine. What is, when you say the curbside, are you talking about the ability to take the touchpad with no ink?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
That
the
piece.
one that looks like the Chick-fil-A tablet whenever they're out on the drive-through line.
Yeah.
It's just the standalone tablet that can go from inside to outside without carrying the metal base out.
Right, okay, so that would be, okay,
13 of those. So each precinct will have one of those election day, and then right now we've only allocated one per early vote
per
per location.
yeah, okay, no, okay, I got you. And so, okay, so the ballot printers themselves. There's only gonna be a separate ballot printer for the 3 on day of election
Yes, sir.
at McCown, Fort Graham, and Whitney.
Yes, and those were chosen based on the ballot allocation from the primary elections previously. Marshall did a lot of digging,
Yeah.
getting the number of voters that came out at those locations. And those were the 3, for the numbers on the side, those were the 3 most,
Yeah. Yeah, the next one would
Intended.
probably be 10 if we we're gonna do that, so.
The
We're-
problem is if you look at what we have in reserve
Yes.
for the Hart print, which actually prints the ballot. With this allocation, we'll only have one unused in reserve. So for, you know,
if anything should happen.
Yeah.
We only have one to
Okay.
deploy.
as a backup. I mean, we can recirculate the early vote prints, cause we'll have 6 of those devices that'll come
Mhm.
back.
Oh,
But
okay.
we generally don't, I mean, that's kind of been the practice, is not to redeploy these. You know, once they're used in early vote, then they're done,
Mhm.
they get a break, and then we deploy, you know, off new equipment for election day.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna go over that with training with judges to go. Okay, for these polling places, you're completely, everything is standalone except for when you cast your ballot. And then in others, there'll be one, because we just need to talk about polling location setup. So that's um.
And
Everybody just understands
I
logistically.
think
how to-
historically, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had joints where you had two check-ins, but then the print and the and the
Technically, we
scan-
haven't done that. The last one we did with the new stuff was a joint. Um. And so the. But anyway,
I mean, just
No,
on
no.
our equipment inventory, I don't know how we could have ever done true splits.
yeah, no, we never, no, that's what I'm saying, we've never done a true split with equipment. The first time we got the heart, we ran a split, but it. It was by all, it was a joint primary, I mean, there's operations and there's technical terms, so, okay. But we can still use the ADA as a backup printer at each location, correct?
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, so you've got really,
It's the, you know, that those print devices are. I mean, historically, because that's the thing that's going all the time, you know, it's printing ballots. You're selecting ballot style and then it prints the ballot on the Oki. Those are the devices that we've had the most issue with. You know, where if you had a technical problem, that's where you're gonna have it.
Mhm.
Yeah, they get the most wear and tear.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean. You said that you've only got one piece of equipment as a backup in case something really skids us out, but. We can use the ADA.
Yes.
As we've done that before once, where we had
That
issues.
is also available.
Yeah. In the worst case of.
And they'll be
like-
one at every voting location.
Yeah, so technically there are two ballot printers at each location. One is dedicated ballot printer. The other one's ADA machine who can print a ballot, so in the event that something
Yes.
happens, that can be plugged in and used.
Yes.
So we're just gonna spend some time with,
In the worst case scenario, that we do have to fall down to just the touch writer, because it is such a slower process to get the ballot off there. We can pull one of the ones from early vote,
yeah, and run it out
because
there.
falling down to just the touch writer, it takes 3 times as long.
Yeah,
to
but I
get the
mean,
ballot off.
But let's say
Worst case
the
scenario.
ballot printer skids us out,
Mhm.
you can use that until you get one of those other machines
Yes,
out there.
exactly.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't wanna use that one all day. No.
Exactly.
And, you know, this is just a proposed based on the numbers.
Yes.
The idea is that if we wanna just dial it back and say do true joint. Where the Rs, you know, will come and judges will collect up the equipment, deploy them. You know, the poll pads will be completely separate and then everybody would be given one device. That's gonna increase our print reserve if we do that by 3, right?
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I mean?
I almost wonder if that might be smarter. to be
Well,
honest. I
and
mean,
here's the other thing, it doesn't confuse or complicate the
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 other
training.
people, yeah.
We're, you know, on that Saturday, the 14th, when we're doing conductor election training. We're not having to separate those folks out and say, okay, you're gonna set yours up separate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no. I'd almost. Think we want saying, that way procedure, everybody did the same thing.
Correct.
And then you've got those 3, then you'd have 4 backup machines if you had to.
Right,
If you do that, we don't have any problem. If we have one machine backup, 3 will skid out.
and
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
don't have to redeploy any of the early vote stuff. I mean, we're hoping that Hart will get us
Yeah.
the
The
3
extra,
devices
yeah.
repaired and back to us before election day. But they've given us no assurance of that, so
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
wanna commit to
No.
say, let's put them on our allocation as available.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, I'd almost, just from an operational standpoint, it'd be better, I mean, I guess we could hold off a little bit until we see if they get that stuff back. The next day or two, if they give nothing, then it's like, I would say, just make every polling location the same.
I just know our judges are used to it being
Exactly.
joint, so the poll books are gonna be
Whole
completely
bit checking separate, yeah, and that's
So
the,
you're checking that,
and that's
the main thing.
in terms of what people's perception idea is, that's, you know. I know you're gonna get to it later, but on the knowing, are we gonna print out? Labels or?
Yes,
Oh, that got that sync working?
yes.
Oh, okay, alright, well, that makes it even easier for them to know, like, here's my slip of paper. It doesn't matter, I'm not, the person who's touching the ballot's not giving me the wrong ballot, I'm giving them, if you checked in wrong, that's on you.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, alright, Yeah, I mean, I'd almost, I appreciate all the work you've done, trying to do math, trying to be fair, but I almost wonder from a procedural standpoint, just to keep it the same, might be smarter. That way you know for sure you've got more machines and, I mean, my fear is we can't print a ballot.
And you know, that's why we were looking at this really hard, like, oh, that's gonna put it really close.
That's
The
too-
other thing too to remember is that our hours of early vote operation are extended compared to the 22-24 primaries. Right?
Let's say this one for.
Well,
We have,
in the primary,
Yeah, 24 was 24 the one that we had all three early vote locations.
we had all three early votes, but we didn't do the
Yeah, we did.
the 8 to 8.
Yep, yep.
I didn't see that on the.
You weren't recruiting judges and clerks to sure they could work, but it's been on the side of Sunday, so I definitely remember that. So, no, the times and what we're doing are the
It's
same
very
as we
the same
did in certain,
in
yeah, very
24.
same,
Okay.
so. Yeah, I don't know, at this point,
I mean, if we get really great turnout in early, then you know that usually it tips the balance
Yeah,
a
it's
little
50,
bit to what you get on
it's about 50-50
election day.
right now. Half the voters are early vote,
Right.
and if people are learning more about it, hopefully more people will early vote, so we'll see, but. Yeah, I almost, have any issue, I was not, if we just kept every polling location with one
Consistent.
ballot printer.
No,
Yeah, okay, so I'd almost leave, I mean, I'd rather have redundancy than. I mean, because the bottleneck is check-in, it's not really ballot printing,
Correct.
so it's like we just have one ballot printer there. There's a greater chance of voter getting frustrated if we can't print out a ballot than if there's one ballot printer.
Right.
That's, I mean, that's where I go to, so.
And if you look at these, like in these instances, we can still deploy, you know, 2 prints. If we
Yeah,
need
maybe
to.
have one out there kind of staged, if you will, throughout the, just in case you gotta hurry and get one to another place. It's a shorter run, but it'll,
Yeah.
maybe, might be something to think about.
But you know, they're gonna get like, if you look at the no ink deployment, there's gonna be 2 in those busy precincts. So, you know, you could have 2 check-in stations for the hours, which would.
Yeah, no, that's, no,
Get the
having,
load on.
having 2 check-ins, certainly at the 13th Lutheran Church, in McCown. Without, the Fort Graham one is actually backed up, more people already vote now there.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, the McCown and the Lutheran Church are definitely the biggest, and now the next one actually almost would be 10 in Itasca, but that works pretty well. I mean. The Hillco Center is so much bigger, there's plenty of space for people to line up, the Lutheran
Yeah.
Church is a tight space.
Yeah.
And so people line up and you get a bottleneck, people notice it more, because now they're standing outside and, but there's plenty of room to queue up people at the Hillco Center. McCown's a little tight, so I mean, I definitely like to have Lutheran Church and there are definitely 2 check-in stations. And if we wanna do a third one at Fort Graham, that's fine, anyway. Cause now that would be an additional dual check-in, we only did 2 in the past. With a little puck to try to connect the old stupid VOTEC system. Versus this system, they talk to each other
Yeah,
like more
locally.
easily,
Yeah.
locally, so, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it, that sounds good.
I mean, we'll have 9 in reserve of those pads.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to put, you know, 2 at a different like in Itasca, we could do that.
Well,
easily.
I think by the time we get general election, we would definitely want to get some additional dual check-ins. We'll look at the turnout here,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely 4 or 5. The other places, but that check-in is what voting gets frustrated with a little bit now. Hard to lay check-in here versus most other counties is nothing. And wait 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You can wait 2 hours like they did in Dallas County, so, but yeah, we got the equipment that can do that, that's great, but yeah, if we're gonna do it this time, I'm fine with that. So that's the only change I think I make right now is. We're gonna keep those other 3 ballot printers. In reserve or stationed,
Yes.
at 2 of the more busy polling locations in case you gotta hurry from.
Alright. Under 2, we had fee, which I think you guys kind of already discussed, with this polling locations.
C is election of judges and clerks.
So I did add to y'all's packet, which we talked about at the very back. Is the updated Republican judges that Will got to me yesterday afternoon. Which both of them have said they both have judges that have come back again and said they can't work. So this is still a work in progress. I did send an email out to everyone about the training this morning. For the workers, so we've tried to stay in contact with everyone as much as possible for both sides.
Yeah, and appreciate that very much.
Yeah, so the main thing is if you get phone calls from people, just make sure they know that training Tuesday morning or afternoon, and then the 14th is gonna be the big training of all the equipment. The 10th is mostly just for No Week because we will have a No Week representative there.
And then I'm sure if
Which is another.
a judge can't make it to one of those, that we'll get more time.
On the 14th.
Yeah, well, other
Well,
dates.
if they
Oh.
can't make it to those,
Yeah.
we will have, they can call and let us know.
Right.
Yeah.
We will get
And
them.
we'll have a complete slide deck of the presentation, which will go over forms, how to set up your polling location.
Oh, you're gonna do all that training?
All that.
Okay.
The 14th.
So the Secretary of State will be here
Right.
Monday, Tuesday,
Yeah,
that
kind of.
Alexa Buckstemper, and she's gonna go, is that how you say it?
Uh-huh.
She's gonna go through all of this, the new curbside requirements,
Okay.
confidential voter
Oh.
stuff. We're gonna go through all.
With those, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, saying you doing it.
We're just gonna knock it out that Saturday
the
morning
14th.
for everyone, so everybody will be on the same page, and then if a judge or clerk needs a special time. Then
Yeah.
we'll accommodate them at the
Yeah.
EA office.
Yeah, I've had a couple go, I don't know if I can make that one, I'm like, well,
Just call, and
The
we'll get,
14th at
Yeah.
we'll get them accommodated.
Yeah, and I have printouts already for all the hard equipment, which you took one, Tom, and well, I can get you one if you wanna come down to the office.
We'll email those
but
to
yeah.
each of the election
We
judges.
have
and
it.
then Did they send the knowing
Not yet.
documentation? We'll have that too.
okay, 14th is Saturday, okay.
Yes,
Okay, that should, okay, good.
yeah, Saturday at 10 AM, that way people can still go
But that still
Take down
gives us
kind
the
of
whole
things.
2 weeks of early vote to
To get
accommodate
election
training
day,
if
yeah.
they need special attention.
Yeah, and I've got, two, two for sure that haven't been a judge before. That I'm just gonna probably do around just one-on-one to the elections process training, not equipment training, and then get them to do the 14th, and then another following, I've given 2 or 3 touches, so, okay.
And
We're
we
gonna
plan
go through
on having
tips,
every
Good, you can do
week.
the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing on board.
Right.
and we'll have a slide deck for that for their reference so that they can take that with them. And we'll
Correct.
provide that in the kits as well.
Just, I know, we'll jump around here a little bit, but on regards to the training, just until we got a hold, all the PowerPoint ready to go. Have we done any, or have we, I mean, I know y'all been blowing crazy, and Aiden's been learning fast. Has there been any ability to look at simplifying the closeout procedure in regards to forms? Or no?
Is that on No Ink? You're talking about like
Or
our,
in general.
No, just the general process of closing out your poll at night and the paperwork.
we'll go through all of that,
No.
but
No, okay, all right.
To answer your question.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, well, that might change come Monday when Alexa's here and she teaches me a little bit more, but as of right now.
This thing would be the
There
same,
are some of the forms that have been simplified due to no way,
okay,
because it'll all be in there.
like what would be one of the forms simplified?
oil provisionals.
Oh, okay,
It's all in the tablet. Yeah.
So in the tablet, if you have a provisional voter come up and they're not on the LRB, then what they're gonna indicate is that that person is a provisional. It's gonna capture all of their information from their driver's license and it's gonna throw them over into a provisional report. Saying,
so the judge will not have to keep up with a separate sheet of how many provisional voters.
no, not necessarily. If
Okay.
they want to, they certainly are.
Yeah,
welcome
yeah,
to.
but that's just, I
They're
mean,
still gonna have to do their carrier envelope,
yeah, I'm just,
all of
and
that.
that's fine, I'm talking about at the end of the night, you've got your full ballot reports, you've got your this report, you got this, you know, you're
Then
like,
manage those lists.
okay,
And so, and then once the device comes back to central, all of that will populate.
okay.
So we'll be able to generate,
The reports for them basically, as
Um,
long as they use it. Which is
keys
part
they
of-
have to use.
Yeah, which is part of the 10th training.
sure, so, but what all reports would be a part, the reason I'm doing this is I wanna preempt my judges to go, okay, these parts will be simplified, because, you know, and
Right.
it's gonna take them 3 or 4 touches to remember it, so I'm gonna start an initial
Sure.
touch. Okay,
Voter assisted, where you're getting their oath of assistance,
okay,
for the person that's assisting. A provisional, of course, spoiled,
provisional,
help me with lists.
I
foil,
wasn't here for that, so I honestly
Um,
don't know.
provisional, curbside voter says, what about the, if they vote provisionally, the letter and the letting the voter know, well, that'll be actually. after.
Reasonable impediments.
Yeah, reasonable impediment, yeah, is that one that also be
I
in the,
mean,
or somebody, or have the one that
it's
says,
no ID, that's.
Yeah.
And that's the reasonable impediment.
right,
after
so that would
And
be,
then we give them, they'll have those in their kits because they're required to give them that letter.
right,
To tell them that they have 6 days to
to
get
remedy
in,
the, yeah,
yeah, to remediate.
and here's where it's located, here's how to get there and all that stuff.
Yes,
Um,
and we customize those forms with a little map and the, yeah.
Right. we've had that before, okay, but curbside assistance, voter assistance,
And we had one only from the constitutional amendment election from McCown,
And he didn't come to.
and he never did come in.
Oh, one
to read.
provisional?
He didn't have any form of identification, and he didn't have an alternate, like
yeah,
electric bill or
yeah,
something.
gotcha,
And he never did come, but we did send him, I mean, he was given the impediment. And we sent him a letter
Yeah.
that his provisional didn't count because, or that.
Yeah. Okay. Any other, I think just real quick about. So they'll still have to keep up with the ballot count. Those pages manually.
Right,
so forth.
here's the great thing, because of this, that's the grand goal is to, chickens and eggs. Here's your voter, here's your ballot, those need to equal,
Right.
except but when with provisionals, spoils, because the ballot printers, printing those ballots. On spoils, so that total is gonna be different from the scan. This allows that to all balance.
Mhm.
In other words, it's gonna tell you, here's all the voters that cast ballot, here's the ballot count that was spoiled, here's the ballot count of folks that voted provisionally. So it's gonna help them balance at the end of the night.
So in that, obviously. The judge will be looking at a report on the iPad screen. How will they know that?
I think those reports are on our end more so, it'll give us a better idea of what happened at the polling location.
Right, but in terms of, I'm
But they're
thinking
gonna
of
be able
end of the night, the work the judges do.
They're gonna get a tally tape, just like they get from Hart. They can print their
Yeah.
their list of, yeah.
Yeah, I
Of
know,
who voted and how they voted, and their spoiled count, if they're keeping it. The trick is that
They have to use it.
they have to use that functionality
on the,
on
On
the,
knowing.
on the knowing poll pad, yes.
okay. So that's gonna take some
Because
time.
that's always the disparity, right? If they're not on the list of registered voters and they cast a ballot provisionally.
And you forget that, you
And-
haven't kept up with it
Yeah,
during the
then
day. and you're-
there's
yeah.
10 people, well, you printed 10 ballots over here, but you
Why
don't
not
have 10
opted-
people checked in. And this is gonna
So would that
alleviate
be
that
just a
problem.
report on the screen? Because they do.
It should print out on the actual thermal paper that prints out of the
Oh.
jacket.
Yeah, so it has a
Oh.
printer as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright, so they will actually have a physical, that'll be one of the reports
There's
in the night,
there's a
they
roll
can
tape
print, and
in-
it'll show, here's how many,
It'll-
how many visuals. Okay, and with that, is that gonna be, would that tape report replace the form that you used to have to fill out for that? Or
Not
use
according-
that to fill out the form?
Not according to the Secretary of State.
Okay, okay, well, and that's fine, they should be able to print that out and go, okay, here's your count. Print it out and put that onto the form that the judge signs.
Yes.
Okay, well, and like I said, I mean, it's all in one place instead of like trying to keep up with the provisional full, the full ballot law, this law,
Correct.
and.
And literally, we got the knowing equipment yesterday, and they'll be here for training Monday, Tuesday. A lot of these logistics questions, like procedural, will devise
Gotcha, okay,
after Monday.
well, I'm just, like I said,
So we can
It's-
answer them better, for sure.
it's a new process, so the more touches I can help give to like. Open, you're gonna need a file folder for this at training, you know, oh,
Yeah.
okay, they're not gonna remember anything I tell them except these things are gonna be different, and then hopefully, when they go through training,
Yeah.
that'll be a second touch, and then a follow up with a third touch, so by election day. They'll still have a question, but they'll at least have gotten
Right.
3 inputs of information to hopefully be aware of the new
Great
system.
thing is that the simplicity of the system, it's very user friendly, it's gonna ask you questions and you just have to answer them
Okay,
as an election judge. So the idea is, once we get to the training portion for our judges on Tuesday and Saturday, and then any individual training they want, we'll have this step by step as a process so that
Yeah.
they'll know.
Correct.
okay,
That's the idea.
yeah, no, and I know it's got, this has so many more.
Well, he was
Needs to be
supposed
good
to be
English.
here this week, which I guess I'm happy he isn't, because we didn't get our equipment until
Right.
today or yesterday.
Well, the ice
So,
storm slowed all of
yeah,
it
slowed
down.
everything. So.
So
Everybody
Everything's all
has, every,
worked out.
it doesn't matter what industry it is, everybody has an excuse why they can't do their job.
Yeah.
Nobody can come up with how to say yes, nobody can come out and say how to solve a problem, everybody only has reasons why they can't do
no,
their
for
job.
sure, but thankfully we have the stuff now. And
Yep.
we're
Okay. Well, it's,
It's nice and green and you can't miss it.
well, I mean, but those
You're all
things
welcome to come see it.
help, that, you know, that does help, anytime you can remove any element of chaos.
Oh, absolutely.
It absolutely helps for operations on election day, so
Yeah.
graphics, things that are, I mean, that's the thing that drove me nuts with the closeout. Paperwork is, everything's a different font, everything's a different size, everything's like, the brain just shuts down
It is.
when everything just looks. You know, so anything we can do to simplify that
Absolutely.
makes it easier for
And that's
the.
part of why the Secretary of State's sending their training back up here, so that she can simplify our kids.
Good,
Um.
And what's
Ensure,
important and put it in a specific order and
Yeah.
it'll help.
and
me.
remove anything that's superfluous, for goodness sake.
Exactly.
Yes.
and then all of the, all of the print media that gets plastered on the walls of these polling locations, it'll be uniform, they'll all be,
Not 13 different sizes of paper,
laminated, thank you. What's that?
not 13 different sizes of paper or different fonts.
Yeah, no, we're trying to keep it uniform and
Good.
slap all, so that if it's laminated, it goes on the wall.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Make it very simple.
Good,
For sure.
okay, no, I mean, it's all great, so
I mean, the problem is that they change this stuff up, so, you go to great lengths to put this stuff together, well, there's already forms that have changed from constitutional amendment to now,
Yep.
so.
yeah, no, I understand, okay. Let's just. Once again, build a 747 in flight, but. It's all getting better, it just. I've given up being stressed, like, it's just waiting to. All the pre-work you try to do, like, look, we need to get trained going, yeah, if I have it here, that'd be great. Can't train on something I don't have. No, I'm not yelling at you, it's just, we made this decision and.
I mean,
It'll be good.
elections is gonna be reactionary,
Yeah.
I
just by its nature, but
just hate-
as much preparation as we can do.
We're doing.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's all moving in the right direction, it's just, yeah, we just had 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Trust me.
Yeah, I just had 2 more years to learn all this first, yeah.
hey, listen, we put the lab together in 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're good.
Exactly, okay.
I think we kind of jumped all over the place.
This is covered all.
I think we have.
Sorry,
I'll go ahead, or any further discussion on anything in B, which is all the training.
Everything.
I think we covered most of that.
Yes, sir.
We'll move to number 3, which is the EAW position posted and accepting applications.
Yes, so we actually have filled it now. He starts on Monday.
What's the name?
Richard Dominguez. And he currently lives in West. But he I believe he grew up in Itasca. So he will start on Monday. He was able to start very quickly, so that was very crucial in getting him in, so he'll be here for all the knowing training, and then he'll be here for all the trainings with the judges and learning as well, so.
Does he have any background with elections?
He does not, but he
Okay.
does have, he did a lot of computer stuff. He used to work from home and do a lot of Excel stuff and spreadsheets and Word. So, yes, he will learn to love them.
Except on election day, except on cat keyboard, baby. That sounds good before the election, right? What's the election is? Okay.
So, I think he'll be very crucial. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. What, maybe this is, what is your plan for, where are you gonna have folks staged? Are you gonna have, like previously, Hunter would be in, Whitney area, give or take, and then,
So as
Brandon
of
was
right
in-
now, for early vote, he'll be in Whitney for the morning to get him up and going, especially. And then I'll probably be in Hubbard, and then they'll be here in Hillsborough. That way, because Richard will still be really new.
I mean,
I want
that's
him,
like, the
yeah.
face behind the questions. But he won't know it.
We'll be getting everything going and then
And then
I'll be
they're.
back at the office and floating as
Okay.
Okay, because
And-
obviously you've got the, you got those experience that are.
He does, yeah. I mean, with the equipment part of it, I definitely, just from working the elections and stuff, like, the only thing that's new is knowing, so.
And that's everybody's not saying.
Exactly, so I
And
definitely,
Luckily, no ink is just pull one thing out of the
oh
case.
my gosh.
No, no,
definitely.
Yeah.
I would love for y'all to come down today or
Yeah.
anytime. I mean, of course, if y'all be here on the 10th, you'll see it then,
Yeah.
but I mean, it literally is just pulling it out, sliding one thing in, and that's it.
Yeah, no.
It's very simple.
That is.
Much.
Oh, yeah.
But he will probably be more Hillsborough just because there is more people here to help
Gotcha.
if there is a lot of questions.
He will, in a lot of ways, will just be led.
Yeah, basically. And he might catch on faster than we think, and he might be able
Well,
to go out on election day, so
yeah.
we will have 2 weeks.
2 weeks of
during-
training, he should hopefully, catch on pretty
Yeah.
quick, of the 90% of the questions and problems will be, he'll see that during
Correct.
everybody.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's the idea of why, well, he'll probably be stationed.
and something just likes it, having somebody to run this out there, somebody just to answer the phone is. I mean,
Crucial,
that's
yes, sir,
most of it, so.
People now man the phones at the office while they're deployed,
cause they can be on teams and help answer the questions and stuff, so.
and then we'll have hard support, for election day, Melissa or.
Oh, good.
Or Peter, somebody like that will be back so that they can walk her through central count, all the tabulation. The idea is we're gonna move.
During election, during the day also?
Yes,
Yes.
election day, not.
Oh, because they're gonna be, early, but, okay, yeah, gotcha.
So that just, I thought it was really it'll be super helpful for Ada to have, I mean, Melissa was a former EA.
Is she gonna be here?
She's gonna be there election day, all day.
We haven't had confirmation. on
And it's
who's
Melissa, it might be Peter, but he's a former EA too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea is
Something
that
It would be like-
Ada will have support for central count.
Awesome,
And we're gonna move that over to the auxiliary courtroom, with the tabulator.
oh, okay,
The
so
new
that's,
tabulator is in a, like a server rack.
okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna put it on a slideshow.
Like
And
the screen, so people see as they're getting,
Yeah,
Well, you have to download it and then upload.
Right,
it.
yeah, but-
Yeah.
the idea is to be,
let's just talk about that real quick, how that's from a. Trying to avoid quite the chaotic scene. In the past, so if for central count, we're actually downloading the thumb drives to the tabulator, it will be in the little courtroom. So how is that gonna work when a judge brings their
So
equipment
when
back?
the equipment comes in, it's checked in, and valid and seal certificate is signed, they can go away. Then one of the EA officials will take the scanner over to the courtroom.
the VDRA.
Okay,
So that the V drive can be
We'll
removed
get
and
action.
and
Yeah.
pulled in. And so
okay, so
Which
that's, so,
which allows us to just, mitigate all the chaos.
In the room.
So that the tab, because the idea is that then we could put up precinct by precinct totals as they come in, rather than waiting till the very end.
yeah, no, that's,
I think people.
Appreciate that.
yeah,
I think.
So at 7:01, you'll publish the
Morning.
early vote, and then after that, as the precincts come in, because it literally takes 2 minutes to get a
Right.
cumulative total for the precinct.
but.
And then we take that, we download that off the tabulator and then throw it to the IT folks, and there's another PC that Melissa can get on, put it on and then put it on the website so that it's out there.
All out
Yeah.
there.
So then we'll have every precinct up,
Okay,
and then we'll have a total.
yeah, cause even though we did all the procedures and signed all the forms, it's a little. chaotic, so that would be removing some
Moving
aspect of
central
that.
count away.
Yeah.
Will help control, because it's a controlled environment.
It needs to be a controlled environment.
And
Has to-
there's only so many people, like, it's not something that you just have the general public milling about in, that's not.
Yeah.
You know, you can have poll watchers, that's about it.
Yeah, good.
And election officials, and it also separates, because Nicole and I are on the ballot, so we get it away from us. We can still do the minutia and answer. the
Checking
phone.
in numbers,
Yeah.
insert numbers back, sign the form,
All the
but
equipment.
the actual taking
This-
the voter information out of the scanner, that will be, it's a sign.
That'd be one of the election
That
voters.
takes it to central count, the door
Equipment
checks
intake.
in, and then that's the official.
So you'll end up with 13 scan devices over there in central count, where the
Yeah.
drives will come out and they'll be tabulated.
And
And
they'll-
Ada will be there, she'll have hard support to do that whole process,
So the only thing that'll be happening in the current elections office, when the judge comes in with all their equipment, there's got the table set up.
You do
You
battle
got
till.
the check-in list, here's dispatch, we both sign, we both agree that that's all there. And you be sure you got all the forms, everything's right, and then once that's agreed, then one of the election workers, one of the election staff will take the
Scans.
scanner.
To
Which
central.
has the which has the thumb drive with the actual votes. But then at that point, it'll be taken out
And
and
so then you're,
downloaded to the tag.
Yeah, it'll just be equipment intake in our office, and then while everything is still sealed, like you said, it will be taken over to central count.
Okay.
And completely remove central count from equipment intake.
so your central count judges,
Will
that'll be
that.
in there to observe that whole process without the chaos of equipment return.
Right.
Calm.
Yeah, no, that would be a
Huge
great.
separation.
Were you able to get your partition set up in elections?
Yes,
Okay,
all the equipment is gated,
Oh, yes.
so that we can accurately log the equipment in and out and what's happening.
so you can come in, check it, and immediately go in out the door. Nice, okay.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet.
Mhm. I'll talk about that later, then, okay, good, okay.
And then
Good.
we'll have Nicole and I'll bring some of our clerks to help with, because then once the crates come, all of those supplies can go back on the racks. We can, and then, you know, we have new canvas bags and the zipper.
Works. What role is the sheriff gonna have in being part of this election? No, I mean, last time we did the extra, we didn't have to by code, but the poll books and probably,
Terrible,
yeah,
it was terrible.
well, but. It
That
worked.
was the state telling us that, right? We had to have the sheriff to do all that. Wasn't
No, I think we did it out of overabundance of caution because it was such a, okay, it's, we're relying on paper.
No, the Secretary of State was adamant that they participated in the whole process of bringing the ballots back.
Oh,
Because the idea is this. You ballot the actual paper cast ballots, and then you have the scans device. If the election judge is bringing both of those things back to the polling location and a tragedy happens, you've got one device, you know, if it's separated between two people, we can rescan
sure,
ballots.
right, worst case.
Worst case scenario, or we have the tabulator, you know, we have the P drive in the scan.
Yeah.
So it's the duplicitous of.
So okay, so are
The
we,
way I understand it.
are we gonna have that as a part of this election? Or no?
it? I don't know.
I don't know.
That was crazy. That was craziness. I don't know. I don't see how other counties do.
So back in the day, the idea was ballot security.
Of course.
And you had pre-printed ballots, and so you wanted to keep it secured in your code. It was the job of the sheriff to take the ballots under a law enforcement eye and officially deliver the ballots to the polling location for ballot security. Okay, move forward 50 years,
Right.
Yeah.
and now we're ballot on demand. So many other different ways that has, and plus most sheriff, I don't have the people to do that, and so that all has kind of
Yeah.
faded away to all is the responsibility of the election judge to take all that equipment and certainly with the ballot on demand, that it removes, I mean, you had pre-printed ballots, that's like
Yeah,
But now that it's ballot amendment, that does remove most of that.
But I can tell you this, the resounding, just like. Anger, because these people have been up since 5 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
been working all day.
And then after the
It's right.
constitutional amendment election concluded, there was poll precincts that are waiting
For the sheriff.
an hour and a half. No, if we're gonna do that, then there better be 13
yeah.
people deployed at 7 o'clock at each one of these polling locations to grab.
Right.
their
Well, okay,
ballots.
I am, and because of the logistics of that, I mean, and that's a reality.
I mean, we have 4 constables, so and they're under the guise, they're peace officers.
But is there a requirement? I mean, in the past, they never did having the sheriffs involved in taking back the poll books. Like I said, I don't know, that's not really required by code, it was just such a weird situation, we wanted to be sure everybody knew that it was under control and you weren't,
If you read the
But-
statute, it specifically says ballots.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so they don't need to deliver the ballots because there is no ballot to deliver,
Well, it's the cast ballot box
yeah.
that the sheriff is delivering.
Well, back to us, not to the location.
Right,
Right.
yeah, on election night,
And then the election judge is bringing the scan, which is
Right.
where the tabulation happens. And that's gonna be a conversation to have with Sheriff Farm.
So,
For the people.
Now, is this a new thing that they've written into?
no.
this
It's
is,
been
this
in
is
code
50
for 100
years of code, this has been in there so long.
But until this last amendment, we haven't done that.
I mean, back in the day, before we
Yeah.
got ES&S.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Long time ago.
Yeah.
long time ago, when it was all in the county clerk's office.
Yeah.
Ruth
The
Lane.
code's never changed. to-
Right, to reflect the reality of manpower and new systems and all of that. So,
Because there is redundancy. You know, and that's the key, is to separate the two things that are redundant, so that.
but,
And that's an interpretation of the code, at least that's the way it was explained to us.
cause like Dallas County, Harris County. Really? They're gonna
Yeah,
have
that's what I said.
350 different, and then do they bring back, if they have a separate split primary, do you need 700 deputies to pick up Republican ballots and Democrat, you know, I mean, all of a sudden it just.
Blows your mind.
Yeah, we can't even start counting till 2 in the morning because it took so long to get everybody, you know, which then people scream election integrity, why you take this long to count the ballots and all that kind of, I mean, there's a balance in there, so yeah, so the judge has control of the V drive. That's the box that's sealed, and they come in and check it in, so,
With having 2 judges, would that not separate it, require each judge to bring?
No,
their-
there's no-
well, Republicans take the Republican, Democrat takes the Democrat,
Yeah.
each of these are responsible for their own election,
Yeah, you're right.
so.
But with just having one scanner,
But with one scanner,
But what I'm
It's-
saying-
the judges are signing off.
Yes, like what I'm saying is that like, if we have one scanner and one box, you have the judge bring the box and you have the judge bring the scanner. That says separation, if you have a car accident, you still have one together.
But the election
Which
code,
was the
the
idea.
election code does
Says-
not require the redundancy, that is a offshoot of that system, is that there is some redundancy, but that is not a requirement.
No, because if you read the code, it specifically just talks about ballots and the sheriff shall.
Sheriff shall, yeah. But yeah, I mean, everybody listening, if anybody's listening, it's been in there forever, but I don't know, I mean, as county chair, our training, I mean, maybe if there's a small county that's still doing pre-printed ballots.
Right.
Then maybe, but even then, usually don't do it, because in a small county, the sheriff says, I ain't got the people for that. Are you gonna, is the county gonna pay me overtime for all my employees? We don't have money for that, and then it just dies.
Yeah.
And the judge is responsible for taking it all. I mean, that's the reality of operations in the state. So, I mean, I'm not trying to bring up a boogity boo, but,
In this case, it's the party's primary.
right. Yeah, it's not a general, it's a little different.
I mean, I think. If, you know, from
Being code-
this side of it, it's your
Your
life,
life.
you know, so we're saying. You tell us and we're on it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Okay, well. And everyone's used to the old So, you know, and like I said, went back in the day when it was pre-printed and all of that, it was a big, much bigger concern, which was still never addressed anyway. Um. Okay, so, well,
I told Sheriff Barnes, cause he did ask about that, he's gonna provide security at the annex for our hours. For early vote, cause they extend past 5 o'clock,
Mhm.
and then on training day, on that Saturday, he's
Oh.
gonna have a deputy present.
okay,
So. And he asked, you know. Cause he'll accommodate whatever we need,
right.
so.
I don't think it's necessary to have a sheriff out there and bring them back. Just really don't.
No, I mean, from a logistics standpoint, no. I mean, there's, and like I said, when we had their involvement in helping out during the constitutional, it was. As an extra step, the county took just the paper full books and tried to have to go back and forth and keep an eye on it. Because there was the only way to keep it secure, which it wasn't a
I
requirement,
mean, we
but,
only had one official list,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was the thing.
right. But
For on the
just to
people side.
avoid any concerns.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the way we've done it, it worked fine, I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned about it, I just, as we're looking at all the new systems, like technically, it's a move. I mean, technically, this meeting, I mean, it's great to have elections commission meeting, but there's also a thing called the elections committee. Which is supposed to be him, me, you, the clerk, the treasurer, the county judge, and the sheriff. To discuss how we're gonna get ballots out and back. I mean, we've had one of those since I've been checking. But that's the only reason for that meeting is to go over the operations, security, I mean, all those steps are happening,
Right.
we're in the communication with the sheriff and how we're gonna operate the county and all that, that's all happening.
I mean, we devised the process for the constitutional amendment election, but my big thing was,
There wasn't enough.
you
Oh,
cannot, you can, especially for these seasoned judges who have to sit there and wait an hour for a deputy to show up.
Very good home.
Oh.
And,
no, no.
and there's also the reality of the voter going, what's taking so long? Why aren't we counting ballots? Where are those ballots sitting? What, you know, because as soon as that vote gets done, it needs to get.
Particularly when the code says that at poll closure, once the judges finished and completed their work, you go to central
Immediately.
town. Immediate. So,
They used to go out to dinner.
Oh, yeah, I remember that story, yeah. Where are you? We're at Applebee's. We're hungry, we're kind of tired. Get your ballots in.
so yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, well, I mean,
So if we do
I-
it that way, we gotta have 13 people.
well, I mean,
On the assurance that we're gonna have
in
13.
regards to code, I'm going to follow the portion that says, as soon as the paperwork that the judge shall immediately get to the polling location. Well, that's gonna be, the judge brings them both back, which is what we did during the constitutional thing, sheriff did was the poll booth, so. It'll simplify it,
And he brought the battle
Yeah,
axe.
On election day, the sheriff brought the ballots back. And the poll.
oh, okay,
That was where they're,
Had to wait.
yeah.
right,
On-
and
on
the judge could not leave the polling
early
location,
Yeah.
because the judge has to keep eye and custody over it until the hands custody official over to the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and we had a chain of custody for him, they all
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to sign and all the things.
Okay, well, unless Secretary of State says something. I would say, yeah, and in order to better meet the expectations of code and voters. That as soon as the poll is closed out officially. Right now, the judge shall bring back the ballots and the V drive.
The only law enforcement we'll need is that central count on.
Data.
Yes.
And of course, being available in case there's an issue at any polling location.
And I spoke to the sheriff about that and gave him the, our hours of operation
Yes.
for all of them, so. They'll be at the county facilities for sure, and then as needed at the polling.
Please, we still have that one number, that people need to contact from curbside.
Yes.
So that number's still working, so, and who answers that?
Yeah.
Comes to, okay, so they can contact the judge, hey, I need curbside assistance, and it
And we
comes in.
leave this in the office, like turned up high, so whoever
Oh,
standing
it's actually a separate phone or anything.
Yeah, because then we didn't wanna,
The vote phone, not the back
Yeah.
phone, the vote phone.
Oh, I call it
then we'll
back.
call the election judge and tell him, hey, you've got somebody
Yeah,
outside,
we
we
do.
didn't wanna, you know, people's personal.
Right, and this is
Right.
the phone that's on my card as well. So,
And so if we have issue where they need to contact law enforcement, if a judge has an issue at a polling location, needs to contact law enforcement. Do they need to call 911, call the sheriff's office, what is the?
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
We can put, you know, on the master checklist.
yeah, we have a
We have
number
all
there,
the
I just,
contact numbers and it's the 5313, 582-5313, and then just Hunter will just have to let dispatch know. If it's a polling location, then
Dispatch.
let somebody know right
okay,
away.
well, this is for part of our training, just, I mean, and some of these questions we've had in place, it's just since we kind of got the EA, we got the sheriff and all that stuff, let's just ensure everybody's up to date and aware, but who's got, is there somebody there entering that phone number?
And
all that?
thankfully Hunter's been very involved. He was very involved
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
constitutional amendment election, like
Oh,
he was
yeah.
engaged.
He's already come back a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
times to office.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's just, don't know, it's crossing T's to be sure.
yeah.
Okay. Don't anticipate any problems, but it's just, yeah, once again, if you prepare for it, then it won't happen.
Alright. Well, number 4, voter registration card update, 2026.
Yeah, just read that, Ada.
Yeah,
That's just the
it's-
simple.
So the SOS has yet to provide voter information, which is necessary to upload to our printer to get out the voter registration cards. The congressional redistricting is the reason for the delay. And then the new teams. According to them, that's what they keep telling me. We did get an email. The Tuesday of the ice storm, we got on, we did everything they asked us to, still don't have it.
It's a
So-
statewide problem.
Correct.
Oh.
Now,
Counties are
some
getting
county,
them.
yeah,
They're-
like Clinton County already
They're
got
going
that.
county by county and
Based on
starting with
population
the
and
largest
census.
counties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've emailed Daily,
It's trash.
to our team's team. And she said, I'll keep you posted, and then I don't hear anything from her.
Yeah, I've had a couple of calls from people like,
Oh,
my voter
And-
card.
Every day.
and
It's like,
that's-
it's okay, you're still registered, you know, go to
Yes.
votetexas.gov,
Yeah.
you can look it all up, if that's all
There
there.
also has been a lot of issues with
Well,
Texas.
Yeah,
I got people calling me every single day.
Well, cause it's tied to team.
and team is messing up as well, like, it's a whole situation that slowly but surely is getting better.
Team score.
It
Yeah.
is, but it's getting
No,
better.
it's been a failure.
We shown the graphic for the page, the web page, or the web.
Oh, yeah, but, this is what Marshall spent.
Yeah,
I
no,
only printed one, I didn't think about putting another one, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we updated the website.
yeah,
The website is completely updated, we'll have a lot more hyperlinks with, where to go for voting and get ballot by mail and all kinds of stuff. The one main thing that people need to make sure they know is that, the cards do not unregister you to vote.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to explain, just because you don't have a card doesn't mean you're not registered.
What it's
You are still registered.
is the districts that are listed on the card.
Yeah.
Not you as a voter.
Yeah.
So, that's been.
If
once
you got
tell
any
people that
questions-
don't-
Yeah,
They're fine.
they're worried that they says I don't have the card, I'm unregistered.
Well, because it says
It says expiration and it doesn't say what is expiring,
Yeah.
it just says expiration,
Yeah.
so that has been the most common thing. If
Yeah,
we need to find a way to get that out to people,
that's just what I was saying,
Don't-
either.
yeah, just don't freak out, it'll be okay. And then
We might get with Shannon Cockgate and see if she can do us.
yeah, I would,
That'd be awesome.
yeah, just.
just
put
to get it
something-
out
put it
there,
on our-
'cause it's the older population that is having the most chaos,
Right.
because they're the ones that want that physically in their
Yeah.
lives.
Right.
And you don't need it to.
Yeah.
vote.
It's informational.
In fact, if that's the only thing you have, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly,
Me,
Yeah.
some people, that's like their birth certificate.
yes, yes.
Um,
But other than that,
Did you go over the email that we got from?
Oh, that's that.
that's what this is, yeah, that's what I was fixing to add, just because we got this after we sent the agenda. So they did an inspection at the November constitutional election. And pretty much the only thing that they noted was that a polling location didn't set up their ADA machine. And then they did say all the locations had the seal log, but that it had not been completed or checked at the start. Well, that's all done in our office, not at the location, so I think that was a little
Yeah, you're
miscommunicated.
checking,
So when we check the equipment out, we have
Right.
each judge sign on one form.
Yeah,
So we'll just do two, so they're gonna do you know, they're the one with their ballot seal certificate, we'll sign it, they'll sign it and take it with them.
Yeah,
And then we'll have the one in the office where they sign it, we sign it, and keep it.
Yeah, cause one person, we an inspector, he won't look at that.
Yeah. So that was like our, you know, our one hickey. about-
What, so what phone location, did it say which one didn't have that?
First Presbyterian Church.
Here in Hillsborough.
Yeah. Now, that could have been the only place they went, and that's why they made it, I don't
No,
know.
I think
they
they
were
were-
all-
They
were
went,
all
they went, I
okay.
think they hit all 13 because we were in emergency status, so they had an inspector at each polling location.
And then at Central Baptist, it says poll worker did not ask whether the voter still resided at their voter registration address. But I'm pretty sure her lingo is everything on the tablet correct, or but I guess y'all had paper, so I don't know how, I didn't.
Yeah, no, that was a. Okay,
So, but those
yeah,
would be.
we have the tablet and helps.
Listen, we thought this was great.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, oh, that was
These
all they're
are
talking about.
minor infractions.
Yeah,
considering
exactly. What they had to go through, like.
civilization, nobody knows, so.
Yeah, so, I
No,
can
that's
develop
a
this to
pretty-
y'all as well.
Pretty, yeah,
So,
That's a good report card.
oh,
Yeah.
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 Well, you're gonna get an A
Yeah,
minus
they
if they
only-
pay for
they
it.
only did 7.
7 of the 13.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Annex, First Presbyterian, Huron, Cowboy Church, American Legion, Central Baptist, and Penelope. So they only did 7 of the 13.
Oh.
And
those
those
are
are
the
forward
three
that
things
to
Yeah.
everybody's.
I will forward it to you.
That'll be the first time. that
I don't know why.
Ever seen.
I apologize.
And
Okay.
a result.
That's what I said whenever it came in and I saw it, I was like, it's the first time this has actually been returned.
Yeah, we
to
know.
us.
And we've
Yeah.
had
No, we've
inspectors
never-
come for years.
For, I've
but
been doing this
never-
12, 14, whatever years, and like, inspectors are there, great, what do they say?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, I guess we got A plus, and they wouldn't, they, yeah.
Yeah,
No, so I
So,
was,
well, I'll
at least
forward that
that's
to everybody.
something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
nice to
yeah.
get the feedback.
Okay.
but that's all.
I do have one question on the voting registration, as far as where we stand on the people, the reason we ended up in this situation to begin with. The backlog of voters.
That's been,
Yeah,
we
we-
don't let it get over 10 and I think
It's
right.
been- It's been kept up, I mean, as they get dumped on us, it just depends on if they decide to actually get it to our system the next day. As they come in, we're
We're
getting
processing.
that squashed down.
Yeah, I think yesterday was the first day that we didn't actually physically
Well,
get
and-
team
and-
significantly because we got our no wait stuff, and
Right.
we're trying to get those serial
There are
numbers.
days when team is down, our team is messed up.
Or there's-
Yeah, but
There's
they'll
two days
go
that we
in
didn't get anything.
and they won't drop the DPS applications and they'll drop them in bulk. It has gotten better
Yeah.
to where it's not going in and being a
Hundreds.
week and dropping hundreds at a time.
Right.
Well, I kind of guessed that after them being closed for
Right,
ice and all, you guys would probably get hit fairly decent, but.
yeah, that first Monday, we had what, 60, I think, in there.
Oh, wow.
We have about 50 to 60 almost every day, and well, I guess one day there was only 30. But, I mean, we're getting a decent amount, and he's processing them as quickly as possible.
How many new registrations do you think county's gotten since you started?
Day of, we got 10.
Do
Did we
you
do
mean
that?
new voters to the county?
Yeah, or like new people registering?
Being the first of the year, there has been a significant uptick. I don't have a ballpark on how many.
550, 500.
I mean, it's
Well, we
it's
had
gonna
been
be,
day- The last day of voting, I know, cause I took some in and I did them.
yeah, it's all the people that are now becoming old enough to register to vote that's hitting, and we're having some that are
Moving.
county transfers moving in. I would
How
say
long-
ballpark. 100?
Yeah, I would say
Okay,
50
okay,
to
yeah,
100.
Yeah, like.
So like 1, 10, 100, 1,000, you know.
Yeah, I just don't have a.
But you're like, double
More.
50, like, whoa, wait a minute, that sounds like higher.
A lot of them.
Are
are
redundant.
Yeah.
Yes, so like you just have to go in and say, yes, they're still here,
Right.
type of situation.
Gotcha.
I
Like,
think
you know,
that's
they
a
moved
lot
2
of it.
houses down the street.
An
Yeah,
address change or something.
Both
They're
of them
renewing
are
their driver's license, checking the box, registering me to vote.
It's not necessarily a new voter, it's updating a
Correct.
lot of current, okay.
yeah, DPS, it's mostly address
Okay,
changes,
well,
not
that-
necessarily new voters,
Okay.
like, probably new voters since I've been there has been probably 40
Okay,
to 60,
okay, that's.
It's
that's-
really 27,000 and change.
yes.
We haven't
Yeah.
changed much since.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that number's not when you like, 62 voters every day, like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that's a bigger change.
It's just what they've
So
done.
the applications that are being done.
And-
60
some of the-
changes and there's maybe 40 to 50 new actual,
Well, out of that 60, there's probably 5 new.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Right.
very, very small amounts.
That makes sense, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's,
But yeah, it's just something we have to process, but that was what was in the 600s that were not processed prior to. Or
is
what
it
were they?
easier when you type in to update the information, I know when y'all first took it over, it's like, and send, wait 5 minutes,
It's still there.
okay.
There are workarounds for it, so like they finally have, now we can print the application, the DBS application before you actually go through and process it. So
Right.
a lot of the waiting was to retain that
Okay.
application for retention,
Uh,
and
so you can.
I found that I can run multiple instances of team at a time, so I'll have one sitting there waiting to be done, then I'll be working another application
While
and
it's-
another tab while that one's sitting there waiting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is we deployed scanners on all of their stations. I don't know, I didn't have that, but. Anyway, team has the functionality to do a signature grab, so you know, you want a wet signature application for everything, whether it's an ABBM or a voter registration, whatever it is. But this allows them to scan it and capture that signature, so when the EDBB is doing the signature verification work, it's.
Right there.
Zoom, right?
Nice.
That's also a new functionality with the team update,
With-
because it wasn't
We
in.
didn't have that in the
Right.
update.
Good, okay, well,
So we're updating those as we get them.
And the other thing is the, you know, like just the volume of the. Like when we send out voter registration cards and you get the undeliverables that come back,
right,
all of that you're supposed to keep, they have a retention, we've deployed the
Retention.
the T-Slack retention schedules for this office and devised the records management plan. But we have a solution called FileBound, where much of the stuff that calls
Yeah.
for retention, particularly like the office holder, ethics commission filings, all that stuff, where we can store that stuff electronically
nice,
and then just
Have way less paper
yeah,
have way, yeah. So
is the idea,
okay,
but we still have it. For way less paper.
right,
Yeah, we don't have to worry about searching through 5 boxes.
or be
We'll
damaged
just be
in
able
a
to-
fire or a flood or.
Correct.
right, and then it will also help with the whole, you know, information request. When people
Oh, yeah.
have copies of that stuff, here it is,
Not perfect,
they're not having to.
Which is also on our website now as well.
Okay.
To request public information from
okay,
the state or from our office, is both on there.
nice,
Thanks, Marsha.
Well, the other thing too, we have to deploy, there's no receiving system in elections, I'm
Right.
not sure why.
yeah,
We're gonna deploy that, we're under a blanket contract with Point and Pay for a credit card solution.
mhm,
Oh, so we'll get them a page built for that, so they can take credit card payments for records requests.
Oh. okay, I was excited. Why does elections need
Yeah.
a credit, oh, okay.
Yeah, just for records requests.
Okay,
Well, because
Is that
if somebody
everything?
brings in a disk or flash drive, we're not plugging that into
Yeah.
anything. So we'll sell you a flash drive for $25 or whatever
Yeah.
and then it's $1 a page for
If
for
you're
every
hard
printed
copy,
page and.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
electronic,
blanket
yeah,
cost put out by.
no, I was thinking. Wait, what are you charging voters?
Yeah.
Wait, time out. Okay, that makes, okay.
But they haven't been doing that and that's absolutely incorrect. I mean,
We have
government
not.
code requires us to charge for.
Yeah, no, that's nice, cause when I request information, I have to send it checked almost every time. It's okay, it's good,
So we wanna deploy a solution that makes it easy. They can make those requests and they pay online. We look at their payment and we can send them whatever it is.
nice, okay, good.
Simple.
But we gotta get an election over with first. Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
All the laundry list things.
Yeah. I keep asking Marshall, do you have a list of what future is? She's like, yeah. Like-
Well, we'll get there.
We will.
She's doing a great job. Both of them are. They're knocking it out of the park. It's a lot to take in, so.
Well, just having emails going out and having updated voter means,
Trying.
no, it's great, I love it, no, I'm happy, I'm happy.
I'm trying to make sure everybody is comfortable too, especially with the new equipment and getting everybody on the same page for sure.
Well, it's gonna, the having the set training is good, but yeah, it's gonna take several more times during early voting for people to, and I always try to, for new judges and any judge at this point, to spend some time during early voting to help with the,
Oh,
they're
just
learning a new system and then they're working it. And so,
Well, but even just being there for an hour, you'll be able to see it with people physically actually being checked in and not just us saying, oh, this is what you do.
yeah, no,
It'll be crucial. We talked about that.
yeah, it's good.
Yes.
No, you learn, people learn by doing, so you gotta learn how the system works and then touch it, and that's, I mean, it's new. It'll take people a little bit to learn, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it, but yeah, just the few words you said about it is like, oh my gosh, this is so much better and easier than the.
Yeah.
The laptop that won't fire up, the card that doesn't work, and the scanner that doesn't work, and then.
I'd like to go back and revisit the, to see the election judges and clerks as far as, the payroll of those individuals. How we're going to pay them, this Sparky's here, so I figured we should address it while she's here. How that's gonna work.
So historically, I believe we have paid them and the parties have reimbursed us for the total. Is that correct?
So the only thing that
So
with
you
the
pay-
changes in law is the only thing the party is responsible for paying directly is the day of election workers, including central county judge and the early vote ballot board stuff on day of election.
Okay,
So there, and I'll put it in my contract, that would have requested that the county perform that paying function,
correct.
but the county would calculate how much money that required, and the party will write a check to the county for that amount to be,
Correct.
for day of election work.
Yes.
But that the county would actually issue the, and in the past,
Issue the checks.
yes, or the direct,
Or direct
Yeah,
deposit. Yeah.
because it was, you're trying to get the. And this is something else too, right, it does the hours worked. It's all in there,
It will do the oath and compensation, yes.
yeah,
They
so,
have the oath and compensation, and from what they said when we met with them, that there is a check-in system, like,
Yeah.
so when they come in, they can actually clock in, clock out. We just haven't got our hands into that system yet to see how everything.
But
hopefully,
again, the Secretary of State cautions you and says an oath and compensation form is the promulgated form must be used for EV and ED. So it's duplicitous, but they still have to
To do
take
the
the
paperwork.
oath, sign the thing,
Yeah.
fill that out. I mean, that's.
so. So for the day of election, they still are gonna need to sign and fill out, the judge is gonna need to fill out the oath of compensation form. But they can also do it on the iPad as a
Yes.
backup, if you will.
Well, the great thing about that is that when those devices come back. In ePulse, we'll be able to generate a report that says who worked and when they worked and all the things.
Now, you know.
Because I don't think there's ever been an election where every judge put in everybody who worked and put the right amount of hours at the right time, had everybody sign it, and list, well, who picked up the equipment, what? This whole part that says who picked up, I mean.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what the disconnect is, even though we spent all this time on training about it. Be sure before you open the polls, you need to swear in everybody, do
Yeah.
the oath, and it's all there, but it never gets
We'll
done.
address it in training and also get them to pre-sign if they haven't done a W-9 or.
Right, have that.
Filled out a direct deposit form, we'll get them to do that.
Well, when I send out my follow-up on judges, I will, here's the points, be sure this is.
And honestly, it's really the judges, it's, we impart that function onto the judges. Make sure your clerks are all signing in.
Yeah.
Putting their hours down, I mean.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, and it's just,
We'll have the folders go out like we normally did that have extras of the
yeah,
W2 or W4
Right.
and direct deposit and timesheets all there.
yeah, but anything they can,
I don't know yet if those packets are ready for you.
We'll do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just follow the maps for them.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
hurdles that I face in my office whenever all this is turned in is, a lot of people miss box B on the W4, which is your social security number.
Yep.
They fill out everything else that Miss Fox needs, so if we could just maybe hone in on that during training, that it must be complete or I cannot accept it.
Can we go in and highlight it through like Adobe? We'll do that, highlight like, hey. Make sure that all of this is filled out, cause hey, we had to do that with the ADDMs.
Yeah, and that's just human nature, I
And
mean,
I think that's the value of giving them these forms and
Early.
things early at training, because if they're not comfortable putting their personal stuff and handing it back to us to get to the treasurer's office, then we'll give them direction to go drop it off.
Sure. Yeah, you don't have to give it to me, but if you wanna get paid, you're gonna
I
have to
wanna
issue.
get paid, you gotta do the stuff.
Right.
I encounter a lot is they'll fill out the direct deposit form, they'll transpose numbers, so without that voided check or a bank letter or a screenshot of their app. I really like to validate those numbers because I don't want it to go in the
I remember.
wrong place. Correct, and then it delays processes, so you know, we're gonna have to wait to get paid for the next check run if it does bounce due to the incorrect numbers.
Yeah, we'll make sure that.
We'll hit all that.
Clearly stated, especially in the packets going out to the clerks and stuff, that hey, you have to have screenshot, voided check, something like that, yeah. I remember from November, yeah.
Alright, any further discussion on that matter?
So, did you get your?
Yep. Alright, well then, it's the last agenda item. I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Yeah.